Hey folks, welcome back to another Massive video, and today we're gonna go over Leon Charizard's Synchro, talk about some team comps and all that stuff, right? So first of all, just a quick review of its kit, right? So basically, three type coverage moves, right? Hurricane, Earthquake, Inferno. So obviously there's all three types of builds, right? And even more. And your trainer move is basically +1 crit, -1 sync move countdown, +2 attack special attack, and then you get a free move next, and then lowers your defense and special defense. And in terms of like your stats, right? Great attack, special attack, good HP. Bad defense is even worse with his defense drops, unfortunately. And then you got really good speed, right? And you have passive a Galarian flag bearer, which increases your whole team's move power by 10%, and then decreases the damage taken by your whole team by 20%, and that increases for each additional sync bear, or Galarian sync bear. With each Galarian theme sync bear on your team, it increases your moves by 10% and reduces damage by 3%, so it caps out at 30% and 26%. So this actually doesn't count Leon, right? So if you're only bringing Leon, you only get this, right? You only get this if you're only bringing Leon. If you bring Leon plus one more Galarian trainer, it goes up to this plus, this, right? So it turns into 20% damage up, and then 26% damage reduction. And then if you bring 3 Galarian trainers, then it's 30% power up and then 26% damage reduction, right? After that, you got Piercing Gauge to help with the bad accuracy moves on Inferno and Hurricane. Then you got MP Rekindle 2, which a 30% chance of restoring 1 MP when you use a move, which is really nice, because if you don't, obviously you could bring supports, but if you don't want to bring supports, you could use that to help get more of these, right? To max out your stats, all that stuff. And then you got Super Preparation 4, which is 50% chance of applying the super effective up next effect to the user when the move is successful. This is actually pretty powerful, right? So even without this triggering, he already does like the most damage per like a single non-sync move in the whole game, right? With Inferno. With that, it just goes like to another level, because it's actually like a separate multiplier, which is kind of crazy. Like, it multiplies into like your super effective damage, right? So usually when super effective damage, it's like 2 times damage, right? With this, super effective turns into 3 times damage, which is insane. So anyways, let's get into the synchro. So in terms of lucky skill, right? As usual, strikers, just critical strike 2 is usually the best one. If you can't get crit strike 2, you could still keep something like a power flex 3, right? Not as good as crit strike 2, but it's still something, right? If you just can't get it for some reason. Otherwise, I guess I feel like fast track is okay, but there just isn't that many other great options other than, again, crit strike 2 or critical strike 2 or power flex 3, right? So let's talk about the grid. So starting from 1 out of 5, 1 out of 5, again, not much, right? Just pick up like everything, I guess, right? Just if you're running Inferno, pick up everything not named like Hurricane or Earthquake, right? And then if you're running all the others, pick up, again, 1 out of 5, nothing much to talk about. At 2 out of 5, you really don't have much to talk about either. Still, it's just you get like the move gauge refresh for these moves, right? So you just want to pick up like the move gauge refresh. You might want to pick up Rejuvenate over here. Actually, let's see which one's cheaper. Let's see, that's 17. This is, I guess this is cheaper, yeah, because you don't want Bursten. Bursten's kind of a waste of. It's not a good. It's not anything great. Unless you just really don't have like a crit or something. Okay, Bursten for like your first move. So you don't even have healthy super. Actually, yeah, never mind. Just don't mind that. Just go down here instead. Plus you get like extra like 10 special defense instead of like 2 or 5 here instead, right? So yeah, just pick up like all the non-earthquake knows, more speed if you want, right? Usually you want speed. And if you're running earthquake, right, just pick up earthquake. Pretty simple logic. If you need hurricane, then you pick up hurricane, right? Again, just pretty simple stuff here, folks, right? If you're picking up hurricane or inferno, you want to go for the extra special attack nodes. If you're picking up earthquake, you want to go for the extra physical attack nodes. There you go, right? Very, not too difficult stuff. So at 3 out of 5 is when it actually gets interesting. Because you have like a lot of more options, right? You got Healthy Super Hit over here. You got Burn Synergy 3, Scorching Sink 5, right? So there are some ways that you could build this. First of all, what I would like to run, in my opinion, is probably the best is running him with either Lyra or Silver, right? If you're running him with Lyra or Silver, you don't have to pick up any of this Sync stuff. You can just go get Move Gauge Refresh 5 on Inferno, come down and pick up Burn Synergy 3, right? Either one doesn't matter, right? Burn Synergy 3, and that's basically most of your stuff, right? If you want, you can pick up more Inferno power-ups, you can pick up Healthy Super Hit, so your first, hit, it gets the super effective multiplier, right? Which is pretty nice. Again, there really isn't, like, a lot of these things you need to sync, right? Rejuvenate you need to sync, Sync Burst you need to sync, Sync Stat Reboot you need to sync, like, yeah, just don't worry about them. Just don't worry about them. Just, like, pick up stuff like this. Or if you want, you could go for, like, Fast Track, I guess. But I'm not a huge fan of this trade-off. Unless you're just, again, you're running like something that really needs speed and you can't like run like a speed support on your team for some reason, you could go for that, I guess. But yeah, this is basically the stuff that you kind of want to run in a non-sync build if you're running, again, something like a Lyra or Silver, which in my opinion is probably much better to run with Charizard, right? Since again, his sync's like not bad, right? You got extra 50%, but it's not like a crazy though. But yeah, outside of that, there are obviously another way to run it if you want to go for sync. Because again, his sync is solid, right? Go for Scorching Sink 5 here. You come down, pick up Burn Synergy over here, and then go up the Inferno stuff, right? There you go. Pick up another Inferno power up. Or if you have enough speed, you could pick up the Move Gauge, or not move, the extra sync move power up node here as well. Or if you want, you could go for Rejuvenate, although I personally would like Inferno Move Gauge Refresh a bit more than Rejuvenate, I guess, right? But yeah, this is an option if you're like just really afraid of your like stats and maybe this, but it's not like even that good. It's like 40% chance for this to activate. Like just bring like defensive supports instead, right? So yeah, again, there are a lot of options over here as well. So moving on to Earthquake and Hurricane builds, right? Earthquake builds, you want to pick up, again, the Earthquake stuff over here. Probably want to come down and pick up Burn Synergy. If you want, you could go pick up Healthy Super Hit as well, right? If not, maybe like a Fast Track or whatever, right? Oh, Earthquake, you want to go for this one, obviously. But yeah, anything else is up to your discretion, right? You could go for whatever. If you are syncing with Charizard as well, you go, pick up Scorching Sink over here. Actually, in that case, you could maybe, yeah, you go, yeah, this is better. So you don't have to pick up the Hurricane stuff. Something like this, right? If you want to sync. Again, many options. As for Hurricane, obviously all this Hurricane stuff down here. Come over here, pick up Burn Synergy, right? And then there you go, you got your Hurricane sort of thing. If you don't need the sync, obviously you go for something else instead. If you want, I think we could still, we could still reach Healthy Super Hit. That's still an option. Fast Track is still an option, right? So yeah, there's a lot of different well, there isn't really too many like different builds. It's just like he has like 3 type coverage moves, so there's like one for like each of one of those, or like I guess 2 builds for each one of those, right? So there's that. Anyways, let's talk about some team building. So again, like I mentioned before, I do really like running him with Lyra because like Lyra extra 50% damage for free. Like, why are you not picking that up? It's literally free damage, right? With Sun. Obviously, with Lyra, you want to pick up Solarize, right? This is just a very conservative comp, right? You can use Blue to like tank and give him some more buffs, but I don't really like this. This is kind of boring. Obviously, you could change Lyra with Silver over here, right? If you want a bit more damage. Setup might be a bit slower with just Blue, right? Without Lyra, but if you want slightly more damage, you could run Silver over here, right? So like most comps that I am putting Lyra here, you could use with Silver as well. However, this one you might not want to. Like you could run something like a let's see. You could do this. You could run double Charizard, right? If you're running again, fire type Leon. Uh, you know, unfortunately, the game is not the fastest, but it does give your whole team speed, and you do get like free move next from Leon as well, right? Charizard, obviously, if you pick up Speeding Sun, that helps with your speed as well, right? So you could run something like that. Really, really great damage, obviously. Or some other, again, it's just fire type, units, any fire type units, right? Whether it be, let's see, Emboar or like Infernape or Torkoal or again Ho-Oh or I don't even know, Typhlosion, all these like fire type units, you could just easily just throw them in to this team and it could work, fantastically, right? As for something like, if you are running, say a let's say comp for Hurricane, right? For Hurricane, you could do something like this. Let's see. Let's bring in. You could blue Sabrina, like anything that could like buff special. Actually, Sabrina is actually better now that I think about it. So Sabrina over here. So you could buff accuracy for your blue, right? The other blue. And if you don't run Sings of Blue, you could run regular blue, right? You could run like a double Hurricane over here with Sabrina, giving your whole team speed, accuracy buffs for blue. He doesn't need accuracy buffs, but blue does. And then a special attack, crit, right? And then you got that rolling with blue. And another option, which might even be better, honestly, is if you run like Skyla and Togekiss, because you could then sync with Skyla, and obviously Skyla is a sync nuker, right? And it could do solid damage as well, so this could also be a really, really great option, comp to run. Something like that. If you want to go for ground, you can maybe do something like a Acerola, Leon, and like Garchomp, maybe. Probably have to tank with Garchomp here. But the amount of damage you'll be outputting is quite a bit, so maybe, you get away with tanking with Garchomp a bit over here, right? Or if you don't want to run, Garchomp, you could still run something like, let's see, Kukui, right, to decrease the opponent's defenses while you just spam Earthquakes. Once Hilbert gets a grid, you could run, Hilbert over here, or again, say so blue, or again, just something, whatever, that gives you a crit, attack buffs. Again, you don't really need it. You could slowly get it with Leon, it's just not like 100% reliable, right? So I personally do still prefer bringing in a support or something. But again, if you don't need to, it's fine. You could bring like a defensive support instead, which might be, better for like longer battles, right? Stuff like that, or like a Skyla, potions, heals, all that stuff. So those are obviously always good, right? So anyways, that's maybe this one. I guess I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know, guys, think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. See you guys in the next one.